Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Fantasy Bros podcast. Today we're talking top 12 fantasy football wide receivers, and we have Lab Puppies today.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Sorry it took so long. We've been working. He had a litter of puppies, so we've been pretty busy. These are my brother Justin's Lab Puppies here. All sold, right, Justin?
Yes, sirree, babe.
Yeah, so you can't have one, but here they are.
Idiots.
Do you have names for them?
No, I do not.
Just one?
I would just call him Dudley, and that'd be about
This
it.
is Dudley. This is a
Yep.
pick of the litter right here.
He's
Check
sexy.
it out.
He's very sexy. Note the penis and then little testes.
Nope.
Here they come. They're coming in.
Hey, Greg, can we get a close-up of that over there? On camera. Do my camera if you could. It doesn't matter. Whichever camera. Put it in front of one of the cameras. That's a solid-looking pup right there.
Aww.
That's a $1,500 lab. Psychotic. All right. Oh, man, this is great.
Here, take this one.
I don't want to kill people so bad right now.
There is there.
It's just change. Come here, dum-dum.
Normally I'm full of hate and anger, but when you have one of these puppies, and
I love you.
can't help it.
I have always loved you.
Mm-hmm. Hi, bud. All right. Let's get down to business.
Say bye-bye.
Bye, pups.
Come here, puppy
Give a
bitch.
sloppy kiss.
Steelers.
Oh, come on. Get the hell out of here. He thinks he's cool now.
That guy.
Some
No.
people.
Now, there's a man that does not know how to play fantasy football. See you later.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Welcome back. Like I said, sorry, we've been gone for a while. We've been very busy. It's been a crazy summer, but we're back, and it's August, and everything's full swing. Fantasy football is in season. Here we go, man.
Yeah, here we
This
go.
is it. It's August. We already did our running back episode. That seemed like forever ago. So we are moving on to wide receivers, and we're going to do top 12 because that position is so deep. I just didn't feel right doing just 10.
Right.
So we will do 12. So before we get started on that, I have a new system for mainly deciding between players. Like if you're stuck on two different players, it kind of gives you like a sort of a playbook. Like, if I can't decide between, like, let's say, like I can't decide between like Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams or whoever, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Just you're stuck between two players and you want a system to decide kind of like which one gets the tip of the hat. And essentially, it's an acronym. Shout out to the fantasy football, what's his name? Fantasy football counselor. You ever heard of him? He had an acronym called the Cuddy system, and I used it for years with actually great success. So I thought it was a really cool idea, so I came up with my own. And it starts with situation. Situation, is it a run-heavy team? Is it a high-powered offense? Do they have a good O-line, stuff like that? Did they go into a good situation? Okay, you with me?
I'm following you, man.
We got a cool acronym for this. Health, obviously, that means like, does the motherfucker stay on the field? Is he hurt all the time? Is he Dalvin Cook? Is he hurt every season? Can he not finish the season? And then we move on to integrity, and this is an important one, and I don't think enough analysts talk about this, but integrity. That is going to encompass everything from, is he punching his girlfriend in the face? Is he smoking weed every day? Can't lay off the drugs? Is he raping somebody or accused of rape? All that drama, essentially the drama and the, getting in trouble with the law and all that bullshit, all the drama. If you can avoid it, you should. So I think that's a very important one that a lot of us don't really.
Integrity, yep.
Integrity. Anyway, and then talent, pretty self-explanatory.
Bigger, yeah.
Saquon Barkley. All the talent in the world can't stay healthy. So that's pretty self-explanatory.
That's a big one.
And youth. Same as the counselor. That was his last one, too, for Cuddy. How old are they? Are they a 31-year-old running back, or are they a 25-year-old running back? Are they in their prime, or are they kind of in the back nine of their career and kind of on the downslide?
Especially with wide receivers in like a PPR format, man.
Right,
You get
so-
one of those guys that's going to, a stud. You got a at least 10-year wide receiver that you can start. So
So what do you think about that? Cool little system.
I think it's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Hell yeah, man. The Shidey system. The Shidey.
Shiny, that's how we're going to say it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to say it any other way.
No, it's perfect. I like
All
it.
right.
It's great. All right. So, yeah, I guess let's just move right into it. So, like I said, we're doing top 12 wide receivers. And I think you got to start off with Tyreek Hill. The dude has been consistent and elite since he got in the league. He's got the youth. He's got the speed. He's got the offense. Best quarterback in the league is throwing to him. He's consistent. I think.
I mean,
you
he's
have to
fast
give,
as shit.
right.
He's got the best quarterback in the league throwing him, like you said, and I don't see anything changing. So, got to be
Right. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are going to put Devontae Adams here, just because he was number one last year. Oh, he's going to be number one this year. But like, there was some drama with the quarterback, and obviously, we all know now that he's going to play there. Rodgers is going to play there, which is great. That helps him. That keeps him in the top 3 for sure. But is he going to throw? What did he throw? 18 touchdowns?
yes.
He's not going to, or not throw 18 touchdowns. Did Adams receive 18 touchdowns? It was Adams had 18 touchdowns last year.
Yes.
That's got to come down. That'd be crazy if he did that 2 years in a row. And obviously, I mean, Rodgers is great and everything, but is he going to be MVP again? Is he going to put up the crazy numbers he did last season? Probably not. So I'm going with Tyreek Hill on this one.
I agree, 100% agree
Okay.
for literally everything you just said.
Okay, cool.
No doubt. Not to mention they brought Randall Cobb into Green Bay. I mean, that can only take away from Devontae Adams, right? I mean, why'd they bring him in otherwise? I don't know what's going on. Right?
Because Rodgers wanted him.
Rodgers has a big boner for him, and if they bring him in, I feel like Rodgers is
What Rodgers wants, Rodgers
Right,
gets
so,
in
like,
Green Bay.
now Rodgers has to throw him the ball. It's like
Right.
what was the point of it all?
Cool. And I have, who do you have for 2? Real quick.
I have Devontae Adams for a minute.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I actually do not. I have him at 3. I have Stephon Diggs at 2.
I like it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just love Stephon Diggs. I think the rapport that he has with Josh Allen is crazy, and I think they haven't even come close to their ceiling. They have a connection, and they're on the same page, and that's actually one of the most important things when it comes to wide receivers in the NFL. Is the quarterback on the same page as a wide receiver? Are they in sync? And I think they are very in sync.
Perfectly in sync.
They're actually good friends. I was watching some stuff the other day how they play video games together, and they're on the same page, man. And it's a high-powered offense. Like I said, high-powered offense, good quarterback, good offensive line. They've got it all
Yes, sir.
in the Shidey system. They've
What?
got like 4 out of the 5 for the Shidey system.
I still think Aaron Rodgers is going to do his thing, and Devontae Adams should be.
That's
one or-
fine.
one
I
or
mean,
2.
yeah. And these top 3 guys, these top 5 guys is whatever. You can go with whoever you want. But I'm going to go with Stephon Diggs because I think there's room for improvement from last year. I think that those 2 guys are in sync and they haven't hit their ceiling yet. While I think Devontae Adams probably hit his ceiling last year, and I'm not saying he's going to be a bust. I'm just saying he's probably going to see a decline. Right?
Yeah, I can't imagine it gets better.
Right.
Yeah, he's going to go down a
Exactly.
little bit. There's no way he might get the same yardage, but there's no way he gets that many touchdowns.
Yeah, we're not going to sit here and just give you a list of people that finished first, second, third, fourth, and put them in that order last year. That's lazy, and it never really pans out that way. So
Almost never.
right, alrighty. So I have Devontae Adams at 3, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Adams is talented, like I said before. He's not going to fall off the map as long as Rodgers is there. He's going to be the guy, and he's going to produce really good numbers. He's elite, and he belongs in the top 3. I just think this year I'm going to temper my expectations because it's a lot to expect from somebody to repeat the kind of things he did last year. So I have my number 3. Who do you have number 3?
Stephon Diggs.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, you have Diggs. That's cool. Well, we can move on from that then.
Right.
And we agree on number 4 too. Who do you have?
I have Calvin Ridley.
I love me some Calvin Ridley this year. We're talking about a guy that put up wide receiver 1 numbers when Julio Jones was there on a team that throws the fucking absolute shit out of the ball. Come on. And now Julio's gone. I mean, they did bring in that tight end, Kyle Pitts. Is that his name, Kyle Pitts?
Yes, sir.
Obviously, probably the best tight end prospect of all time. But at the same time, Julio Jones is gone now. And like I said, he was putting up amazing numbers when he was there. He probably will pull some double coverage here, but like, when they're in the red zone, they're going to have to account for Pitts. So I think Ridley is going to get some touchdowns, man.
I mean, target after target after target after target.
Mm-hmm. His target share should be crazy, right? I mean, we don't play PPR, but if we were in a PPR league, I'd be tempted to take him first overall. Well, not first overall. He'd be the first wide receiver I would take.
His
target share should be nuts.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites.
Right. I love me some Calvin Ridley. So you can get him in the middle of the fucking second round. I'm seeing him go. That's a steal.
I'm very excited. I got him in one of my keeper leagues, and I'm super excited about it.
I was mocking from the 2 spot in a standard 14, which is what we're in now. We're in a 14-man league now. Standard, and I got him from the 2 spot the other day. I was ecstatic. It is never going to happen.
There's no way that's going to happen.
Yeah. All right, moving on to number 5. What do you have for number 5?
I have DK Metcalf.
Me too.
I mean, the guy's a monster. He's just not even human. It's not fair.
Yeah, he's got a good quarterback, one of the best in the league. He's great. He's a mismatch nightmare for pretty much every corner in the league, and he just runs way too fast for a guy that is that big.
It's weird because it looks like he's a lot of the time when you watch him, it looks like he's playing with high school kids or college kids. He just looks
he's a beast.
Better than everyone.
It was some game and he just like ran down some corner or safety that intercepted it and just looked like inhuman. Like, because corners are usually really fast, or safety, whoever it was. I might have been a linebacker. I don't remember who it was, but he just ran him down after he intercepted it last year. It was scary.
Yeah, not fair.
But I actually had DK at 6 until we got this little snippet about Hopkins not wanting the vaccine. And yes. I'm not going to get into the politics of all that. That's not what we do here. But it does qualify as drama. And it was just they were kind of sort of like a tie, kind of back and forth before that. And I think because of the vaccine thing, I'm giving DK Metcalf the benefit of the doubt on that one. So I slid Hopkins down to 6, where I did have him at 5 ahead of Metcalf. So I have Hopkins at 6.
Okay, I actually have Jefferson at 6.
Okay, that's a little early for me. He's good. He looked amazing last year, but I
think he's going to get a little bit better this year. I mean, you could interchange a couple of these guys here, but I definitely think he's going to be right there in the mix.
Right. The situation hasn't changed a whole lot. We saw what he can do, but for me, it's kind of like they have to perform at like a high level at least 2, if not 3 years in a row before I buy into it.
I got you.
We're talking about DeAndre Hopkins. I kind of was never high on Kyler Murray. When he got in the league, I was like, he's too small. The team is kind of shitty, whatever. Like, I wasn't high on him, but he's shown me enough now to where, like, the dude is good. DeAndre Hopkins, he left the Texans, and I thought, he'll be on a new team. He's going to be slow, and they've got, this little quarterback. Like, what's going to happen? There's just too many question marks, but I've changed my mind. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins is great. Kyler Murray is great, and he's worthy of a number 6. I had him at 5 until the drama with the whole vaccine thing came out. And I'm comfortable with it. So, let's see. I actually have Jefferson at 7.
Okay.
I like him. He's extremely talented. We can see what he can do. The situation hasn't changed a ton. He's good. And, they obviously have to account for the run game there. But the dude is good. I was kind of high on him last year. Like, he was a really good late round snag. I didn't get my hands on him. I think he actually went undrafted in our league. I kind of slipped through the cracks on me. I don't know for sure. I know Zach picked him up at some point. I don't think he drafted him, though. But, yeah, Justin Jefferson for sure. I mean, it's his second year in the league. A lot of times these wide receivers, it takes them a second to, acclimate to the NFL. But, based on what his production looked like last year, there's no reason to believe that he shouldn't step it up a little bit. And when you're a rookie finishing in the top 10, you're good, period, right? It's not a fluke. So Justin Jefferson, 7, safely. All right, number 8. Who do you have at 8?
I have Hopkins at 8.
Ooh, all the way at 8. Why is it? I mean, that's kind of low. That's kind of...
I have A.J. Brown in front of him. I mean...
Oh, okay. You have him at 7.
Yes. I went Jefferson, Brown, Hopkins there.
Okay.
But, I mean, the biggest thing for me is I youth here because you're always talking about your system.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Brown, I think he's had 2 consecutive years now over 1,000 receiving yards, and I think he's averaging about 9 touchdowns for the last 2 years. So he's only going to get better.
I love me some AJ Brown. I had him last year. I think I had him the year before actually too. I've had him 2 years in a row. I love that guy. I had him at like 6 or 7 earlier on in the season, and then they picked up Julio. And we've had this conversation before. That could help or hurt him,
right? I mean,
he could. Julio might get double coverage and take some of those corners off of AJ Brown, or Julio could just eat up way too many of those targets and really just hurt his value. But I think either way, a little parched.
Same here.
Very carried away with that one. Anyway,
idiot.
Yeah, he's great. He's one of the best in the league. I'm just there's a little bit of an unknown with him because of Julio. So I dropped him down from like 6 or 7 to 8. I mean,
I think it'll help him. I personally think it's gonna only help. It's gonna spread everything right out. I think he's gonna beat a lot of guys.
He's easily a top 10 pick. I think if you're at the end of the second round and he's there, you should take him. Period, right?
For sure.
Okay, cool. Number 9, I have Keenan Allen, and I really want to talk about this guy. I've never been a huge Keenan Allen guy. He's just never been that elite, like top tier wide receiver 1 guy. He has the talent. His situation's never been perfect, but he always he puts up solid wide receiver 2 numbers every season, it seems like. But I think if there was ever a season for him to just go fucking off, like with Justin Herbert, and obviously the vacated targets of Hunter Henry, this is his year, man. I mean, he's kind of getting up there in age, but if there was ever a year for Keenan Allen to go off, I want every part of that offense I can get, whether it's Allen or Eckler or even Justin Herbert. Now, I hope that we don't run into the whole sophomore slump thing with quarterback, because, I would change everything. We've seen it before, but I don't think that's going to happen with Herbert. I mean, he was great. So, Keenan Allen, I might even take him before that. Like, he's the kind of guy I'm looking at, like, at the beginning of the 3rd round. Like, if I went running back, and, like, all the tight ends are off the board, like the top 2 or 3 or whatever, and I'm not thinking about tight end, and Keenan Allen is staring me in the face at my 3rd pick.
All day.
I'm taking him. Yeah, I like it. It'll be a perfect, for somebody who's drafting early, if you got like a 1 through 4 pick in your league, and you want to grab a wide receiver, if none of your guys are left there at the turn in the 3rd round, great wide receiver to grab.
I love Keenan Allen. I actually have him exactly where you have him.
Cool.
So.
Awesome, man. All right, moving on to number 10. And we're going to do 12, like I said, because we've got a lot of depth at that position. And that's kind of an every year thing for fantasy football. Wide receiver is a deep position. There's a steep decline after like the 3rd round at the running back position. So if you're going to wait on wide receiver, it's not a huge deal. There's so much value later on in the draft. 6th and 7th round, you can get a lot of, even wide receiver 1s in that position.
Yes, sir. You're preaching to the choir because that's exactly how I drafted. I can recall a year where I didn't draft a wide receiver until the 7th round, and I ended up going to the Super Bowl. So
right, especially we play standard, so
exactly,
even more for us.
That's very important.
So number 10, I have Terry McLaurin. Scary Terry. I've had him. I had him last year, I think. Yeah, he's probably playing with the best quarterback he's played with, right?
Oh, for sure.
Fitzmagic, you think?
I think so. I mean, he's never really had.
Yeah, Alex Smith has had some, he's a solid, he was always pretty good, but like he was banged up last year and he was, at the end of his career and everything. He's probably the best quarterback he's ever played. The problem with him is he's inconsistent. And I think there's going to be weeks where Fitzmagic throws 3-4 interceptions and Terry McLaurin is kind of just falls off the map. But I think there's going to be a lot of weeks, probably more weeks, where he wins you that week because they're just on the same page.
He has a good week.
He's so talented, and he seems to be quarterback proof. He's one of those guys that's just elite, and it's not going to matter a ton who's thrown to him. But I think if Fitzmagic, a guy that throws the ball a lot. I think just sheer volume, it's going to add up, and he's definitely worth a top 10 wide receiver pick, in my
100%.
opinion. So, yeah, I like me some Terry McLaurin.
I mean, I do disagree with you, though.
Okay.
I think I put Mike Evans in front of him.
Yeah, I can see that. He's got that rapport with Brady. I think that's his favorite target, right?
Yeah, you got the GOAT. I mean, you got to put Mike Evans at number 10.
Yeah, I mean, I have him at number 11. So, I mean, I don't disagree.
You're an idiot.
I don't disagree. It's just not like a super sexy pick. It's not like it's nothing flashy or fancy. He's going to get the job done. He's always been pretty good. And he's got Tom Brady throwing him balls on a high-octane offense. So, I mean, I can't really argue with it.
It's as safe as, what would you call that? Maybe a late second, third round pick, probably at the earliest for Mike Evans, and it's as safe as you can be because he's gonna get fantasy points for you
for sure. He's Brady's favorite target on a high octane offense. Enough said. Enough said. Yeah, I like it. There's no problem. And I have him at number 11, so we don't really need to get into that. So number 12. So I did something a little different for number 12. I went with it's a combo, whichever one you like more. Cooper Kupp or Robert Woods. Whichever one you think is going to be the favorite target of our boy Matt Stafford, who we know quite a bit about, being from Detroit. For me, it's probably Cooper Kupp, just because you can get him for a little bit better of a value. You can get him like a whole round later. And most of the mocks I'm doing, you're getting him like a whole round later. So you're getting a better value. Robert Woods is just climbing in a lot of drafts, and you're going to have to spend a little bit on him. And I don't know if I want to do that. You know what I mean? I love Robert Woods. Actually, the last time I went 12-2, remember when I had Mahomes and Robert Woods and Zach Ertz and all those guys went off that year? And Tyreek Hill that year too, man. I had a hell of a season that year. I had him, and I really liked him. He was great. And that was when Brandon Cooks was still there, I think. But I think just based on value and where you're going to have to, the price you're going to have to pay for him, I think Cooper Kupp is just a little bit better of a value. Like, you can wait another round and get Cooper Kupp,
Agreed on the value. I'd still have both those guys outside looking in the top 12. Don't forget about Allen Robinson.
Yep.
I mean, I got him actually at my number 11, and
Right.
he's just going to get a lot of volume. A lot of passes are going to go his way. I think you got to put him ahead of both those guys. And obviously, my number 12 is Terry McLaurin for the same reasons.
Okay, the same reasons I mentioned.
Yes.
The thing about it is the quarterback situation in Chicago. I would probably have him at 12, but there's too many question marks. Now, do I believe in Justin Fields? I like his upside. I think he's probably going to be the starter eventually, if not right out of the gate. He's good, and I hope he's the guy. But it's a huge question mark when you got a rookie coming in like that. I love him. Don't get me wrong. I think he's going to be just fine. But it's just too much of a question mark. So I just I have him as a honorable mention here. I like the guy. We're talking about a dude that has never really played with a good quarterback and consistently puts up 1,000-yard receiving years.
Okay.
What he's got like Bortles and Trubisky and whoever the hell has been thrown to him for the last 4 years. He's been good despite that.
I feel you.
I like him. That's why I have him as an honorable mention here. But so that pretty much does it, unless you have anything to add.
I have a couple honorable mentions. Definitely a big fan of Tyler Lockett. I mean, he had a big season last year. He gets open. He's an above average guy. He's going to get some passes. I think he's worth looking at. Again, he really lifted my team last year for late. We're talking about late round wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
I picked him up in probably the 6th round last year, and he ended up being, I think, top 10.
He was top 10, but he did it all in the first half of the season, and then he just kind of fell off the map.
Well,
I like consistency.
Well, I mean, he's had, I think, 2 or 3 years now where he's got 1,000 yards.
And the thing about it, Justin, is the price you're going to pay for him will be worth it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
We're talking late round guys, and they could win you. They could win you your game.
No, I get it for sure. Yeah, he's a solid pick.
And then Godwin for
for the same reasons as Evans. I think Evans gets the nod.
Obviously,
I think he's the better talent, and I think Tom Brady knows it. But there's going to be weeks where Godwin outscores Evans by
multiple weeks
for sure.
Multiple weeks.
So I mean, if you can figure out what weeks those are, more power to you. I'd rather have Evans. But yeah, I guess that does it. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like. We really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Hopefully we can start shooting once a week again. Now that we're in August, I think we should at least
We'll try.
once a week.
We'll shoot for her.
But yeah. All right. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you soon.